How to set limits while working from home. Welcome back everyone, this is Victoria from Psychant. Today I'm going to talk about how to set your limits while working from home, prevent yourself from being overwhelmed, and also maintain the great life balance you need while you're working from home. Let's say that you've recently started working from home because of the current pandemic situation, or you're an experienced remote worker with work from home career for 5 or even more years. Let's be honest, work from home has many perks. Let's talk about flexibility, also the time that you save because you're not commuting to office. You have better life balance while spending time with your family, partner, kids, or even having more time to cook for yourself while you're working from home. So definitely it has many benefits. However, on the other hand, if you don't set clear boundaries while working from home, your work and home life can easily become melded. Without setting these clear boundaries, it will be difficult to stay productive and focused while you're working from home. In the same time, it might be difficult to stay productive and focused while we're working from home, and also to separate yourself from your work at the end of the workday. However, maintaining life balance really requires patience, routines, and discipline. That's why in this video I decided to give you my top 5 ways to set your boundaries while you're working from home, keep yourself from becoming overwhelmed while also having yourself at home office, and get the right balance that you actually need while you're working from your home. So my first tip for you is to establish a dedicated workspace while you're working from home. This is actually the #1 rule for remote workers. If you're really new in the work from home space, you might be tempted to work from anywhere in your apartment. For example, while you're eating your breakfast, or in the kitchen, or from your couch, or even from your bedroom. Actually, anything which is in your apartment. So basically, your apartment will easily become your office. Instead, what you actually should do is to have a dedicated or a special space in your apartment, or even a separate room that you're going to use only for work. This doesn't have to be a separate room in your office. It can be even a simple corner or a small area in your apartment that you set yourself in your work mode. It can be just having a desk and a chair, or even work materials. What is important is that this way you're letting a signal to your brain to make sure that when you're sitting there, it's a work mode, and when you're out of this space, it's relax mode. And psychologically, it definitely helps to stay productive, and also keeping the boundaries between your home and also your work. For example, what I'm doing, because of course I'm not having a separate room which I'm using for work, not like a separate office. I have a special part from the table in my bedroom which I use only for work. So whenever I sit in that area or in that place of the table, I know that I just set myself in the work mode, and whenever I want to relax or do something else, I don't even go near that area. So what is important is just to have this space, and it will definitely help you to be more productive, and of course not mix your home life and work with everything. My second, also super important tip to set your boundaries is to keep your best working hours. If you're also new to the remote work, it might be hard to learn what are the most productive hours, or the hours where you feel that you're mostly efficient and that you can do your best. Some people are morning persons. Let's say they prefer to start early in the morning and finish a bit later, or they prefer to start in the evening. So what works for one person doesn't work for another. What is important, what you actually should do, is to develop a work schedule that makes sense to you and your employer, and stick to that one. For example, once you learn what are your best working hours, you should let your coworkers and employer know about it. In that way, you set real expectations when you're going to be available for them and when they won't be able to reach you. So this is really crucial because you let your brain know when it's time to work and when it's time to relax and spend time with your love. My third tip for you is to find work-specific rituals. If you were working in the office before, you probably had certain rituals that you're doing, for instance, every morning when you start your work and every evening when you finish with your work. Maybe you want to have a coffee in the morning, or when you're on the way to office, you want to pass from some shop, or when you go to office, you pick up your favorite mug and just drink your coffee or eat your breakfast. So whatever it is. What is important is to develop your work-specific ritual, which you're going to do every day, and it will signal your brain that your workday is actually starting and now you're switching to the work mode. For example, what I'm doing every day, since I don't usually eat breakfast, whenever I wake up, I just dress up, I change my clothes. Of course, I would suggest you never to work from your pajamas, so to always work with something where you feel comfortable, but still not too formal clothing, but just to change your dress or like your clothes. And after that, I just prepare myself coffee and a lemonade, and I make the daily plan or the task which I want to achieve during the day. So whenever I do this ritual in the morning, I just give my brain the signal that, okay, now when you finish with the coffee and lemonade, I know that I can actually start working. So just develop yourself something like a ritual and stick to it every day. My fourth tip for you is to take your days off seriously. So when I talk about really to take your days off seriously, this means that you must find days where you completely shut down and unplug from your work. While your home is also your office, it's easy to say during the weekends or during your vacation or days off, oh, I'm just gonna finish this quick task. Okay, I just gonna reply to this email. It will take 2 minutes. Or I will just schedule this interview. It will take me 5 seconds. Or I just gonna reply to this message. It's really easy to say this because, of course, you have the chance to do it. Instead, I would just suggest you to have minimum 1 day, or I would even suggest 2 days per week where you unplug yourself totally from your work. This means not checking your email, not checking your Teams or Slack messages or anything which is work related. This is not important only for your productivity and also setting your boundaries, but also keeping your mental health in the good shape and recharging yourself in order to be more efficient the next workday. And my last tip for you, however not least important, is when you're done, stay done. While you're working from home and when your work hours are over, you need to be able to completely step out of the work mode and say goodbye to all work activities. What does it mean? This means to completely shut down your laptop or computer, to silence your phone, to not reply to any email or any messages, to set your away status, basically to let everybody know that you won't be available until the next workday. It's really tempting once your work hours are over to say, okay, I'm just gonna reply to this email, okay, just one more thing, and then you see, 2 hours after work actually passed. So you need to set your boundary when do you actually finish with your work and shut down completely until the next workday. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. I hope it was interesting for you. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you're interested in this kind of topics. And I have one interesting question for you. What is your must-do ritual which you're doing while working from home?